Alright, man, what's good, everybody? My name is Chaos, and as y'all can see by the name of the video, we're about to dive into Stefon Diggs' personal style. Not gonna lie to you, it's a good one, so let's get into it. Alright, wasting no time, I'm gonna need this because, yeah, he got a lot going on. He was born on November 29th, 1993. And he grew up in the DMV. And the reason I say that is because the DMV kind of had like a certain style to them. Just like any other, like LA has a style, New York has a style, Florida, Atlanta, they all have different styles. But the DMV really influenced his style and also some of his business opportunities in the future. To begin with, I mean, honestly, I feel like Stefon's always had a type of swag simply because of also what he was growing up in. I mean, if you look at him now, he kind of has that same identity / I guess personality, so it kind of will translate into his style. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. When Stefon first started, it was a little shaky, but at the time in 2018, around 2017, 2018, the style was a little bit different. Times are different now. People dress a lot differently. Also, I see this picture right here that he has. This is actually a decent fit. I'm not gonna lie. I think that is capital or either crack green. Those jeans are Subies, and the shorts, the Vans are Fear God Vans or Fear God sneakers. So the fits aren't really that bad. I do understand why he did end up getting a stylist. It's not bad at all though. He's actually like his fits are actually pretty like solid. Not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna highlight the red carpet pic that he took. I believe it was at ESPYs. His cut. Stefon, as time goes on, his hair starts to play a big part of his style. Hairstyles were like pretty cool, whatever the case may be. Now we are in 2026. Things are a little bit different. You got braids. You got all type of you just got times change, so things change as well. I'm gonna lie to you, as I see, like I said, his style. He has a cold wall puffer on with Rude shirt and a Goyard bag, and I believe those are Nikes. Most football players honestly do dress like this unless they do have a stylist. So this next picture does really show a future glimpse of what Stefon is, because Stefon mainly dresses like streetwear, but he also has a lot of elevated looks. He had on homemade Plissé Issey Miyake pants. Pretty cool. I mess with those. He had on a head Maynard corduroy coat. He had on Bawa lead sneakers. He's carrying an off-white Marina bag. Honestly, this is another thing about Stefon. Bags. His personal style consists of a lot of bags moving forward. Along his career, I don't know where the obsession came, but he prioritizes a lot of bags, a lot of his fits, especially given that he is an athlete. They got to carry a lot of stuff when they go on buses and planes and all this, so it makes sense. Also, a part of his personal style, his tattoos. I've said this before in multiple NTSs. Things outside of clothes also influence your style. If that's tattoos, that's piercings, that's your hairstyle, a lot of things will influence how things look on you. From around 2016 and 2021, I'm not gonna lie to you, fashion was taking a very upward turn. It was around this time because it was a strong streetwear influence, and the entertainment industry, music, and sports all combined into one. A lot of the artists that we listen to now came up around that time. A lot of the players that are, I guess you call your best players now, are playing, and just in general, the entertainment around that time was pretty much going uphill. I mean, until COVID came around and all. So with that being said, 2021, that's when Virgil was in. I believe he got appointed to LV, and this is when streetwear was really, really big. I think it was probably at its peak. It might be going to its peak soon. In 2022, Stefon Diggs had a very specific look, and it was mostly streetwear. It was street style inspired. With that being said, had a lot of fits that had dunks in it. Dunks, Jordan, Asics. Asics is a big one because, like I said, up in the DMV, they have New Balance, Asics, Under Armour. That's running, that running culture, and that kind of all that. I believe athleisure, what you call it, is kind of big up there. So, but he wore a lot of vintage tees. He also wore denim tees. Also stuck to a lot of elevated fashion. Which, when I mean elevated fashion, I mean more so higher end brands that aren't just entry level streetwear brands. But I'm gonna be breaking down more so his 2021 stint, because that's when he started getting very, very, very high end items that don't normally have a lot of logos, or if you know those type of brands. In his magazine shoot, he had on Evan shoes. They're called clay top sneakers, by the way, if you wanted to go get those. And it's a bold pin zip jacket and bold trousers. The bold brand, I actually liked it. I looked at it, definitely his style. Bold, it more so to me feels like a brand that is I guess undercover. If you know, like I said, a lot of y'all would not know about Bold. It took me a while to find that brand as well, but I have seen it before. I just didn't know the name. A lot to you, 2022, I think was around the time his stylist came in. You could tell kind of some sense of fashion mixed with what he already had. But too, a stylist is supposed to compare to you and also help you get a better grasp of your style. But Asics will always be a part of Stefon's fits, I believe. Besides just the dealings that he's gonna have with later in the future, but I feel like that you can't really take that away from him because even with simple fits, he wears Asics, and then even with elevated, higher end fits, he wears Asics as well. So I think it's just more so either a comfortability thing or a familiarity thing. Like, but regardless, I ain't gonna lie, he swagged it out. He makes it look good. But around 2023. He had a strong fight for probably the best dress, or one of the best dressed. Here he wears chrome. He got chrome orange pins. At that time, I ain't gonna lie to you, like I said, the internet kind of makes things a lot popular, but chrome, they really aren't known for their clothes. They're more so known for their jewelry, or they started with jewelry and furniture and other things. But as you know, most people were introduced to chrome through clothes. ERD jacket, chrome pants, chrome hats. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Stefon's style is very like, it fits well with him. It goes with a streetwear style, but it also has that elevated high-end streetwear or high-end luxury. Most of the time though, I do also think that Stefon doesn't really try to fit a box. I think he just wears what he wants, and most of the time it does go well. All right, so here we see Stefon with Justin Reed. If you do not know who Justin Reed is, Justin Reed has a showroom in LA, but here he has on ERD again. He has on Asics, like I told you, Asics. But look at everything on his fit. Everything that he has on, the Asics are the cheapest thing. So if your excuse is I don't have the shoes, just get some Asics. Honestly, he has on a Judy turnover blazer. Like I said, a lot of these brands you would not know unless you are deep in the fashion, or you have a stylist, or you just trying to figure out more. But so like I said though, he's been doing a lot of shoots in regards to fashion, and this is the hot sobriety editorial. I'm not gonna lie, I like all the fits from the editorial. But to start, he has on a 2016 Prada Impossible Love tee. It's crazy. I actually seen that tee the other day and I want it, and the dude was selling it to me for like 500. I was gonna lowball and go like 200, but I might still get it. But it looks hard on him. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a Japanese brand. That is pretty cool set, by the way. Like I said, these brands, a lot of these brands, I'll put the brands that you can research or find more about at the end of the video. And then we got the Craig Green set. He wears a lot of Craig Green as well. I learned about Craig Green about 3 years ago. Craig Green actually is a very good designer. Leather and workwear is kind of like his thing. Either if that's jackets, if that's leather pants, if that's carpenter pants, it's always like in the rotation. Same as Asics. Like I said, Asics is always gonna be in his rotation. I believe that was just meant to be. Honestly, like where he's from, that's just what they like intentionally. So Asics thing that on July 11th, I believe, 2023, he did end up getting an Asics collab. I think he has 2 collabs, by the way, right now, or 2 or 3. But he did end up getting an Asics collab. I mean, it made sense. Like, if you're gonna wear the brand so much, it might as well, you know, give you a hand in designing, or at least having a creative vision direction towards the brand. So I believe that was well earned. Shout out him. I actually want a pair of those Asics. Stefon, if you watch this video, man, send me a pair of Asics. I would love a pair, size 12 or 11 and a half, whatever you got, man. So given that he's making a push at all these elevated looks, all these looks that aren't just strictly streetwear, he does end up getting invited to a lot of Paris fashion shows. If not invited, or he even attends them. And he wears a lot of, it's LV, Bottega. In 2023, also pre-game, he, like I said, bags was a big part of his entire fashion scheme, whatever you want to call it. But bags became very prevalent in his style, and he wore a bag with almost everything. Like if it's a plain fit, bag gonna be along. And Asics probably most likely. I ain't gonna lie, Asics is up there too. 2024, he begins his brand Liam Holman. Liam Holman is just an extension of him, honestly. It's not too expensive, but I also do believe that is the point of it. He didn't want to make it too too exclusive, but he didn't want to make it too entry level. So I think the prices are pretty good, but the brand itself is amazing. 2024, this is kind of when the elevated looks take a 10x. Okay, cool. So he more so has a clean and elevated look, right? The proportions, he wears fitted clothes now, but he doesn't just stick to that style. But for the time being, 2024, the beginning 2024, very clean and elevated looks. And I think this was around the time he did win GQ's best dressed, but he definitely knows his body. He knows his style. He knows what works for him and what doesn't. Then he goes in the Mr. Porter journal. Mr. Porter is also a place you can shop at. They do have a few deals, but it is pretty expensive. So if you don't want to shop there, go to Essence, Nordstrom. They have pretty good Nordstrom rack. They have a lot of stuff. Just shop, man. Just throw your money out. Just do it. Like, you only get to live once. Swag is swag. Money comes and goes, but swag is forever. Remember that. Stefon does decide to continue to stick really close to streetwear simply because, I mean, that is kind of what got him into the game in a sense. I think everybody kind of starts with streetwear or starts with thrifting. Just it depends on your level of like where you're at and your knowledge of clothes. But he still sticks pretty close to streetwear regardless of giving his elevated looks and having a clean approach to more of his fits. For Met Gala, not gonna lie to you, man. Shout out to him for being invited to the Met Gala. Very nice suit, very nice. And also one thing I do want to note is that Stefon is very selective on his pieces as well because, like I said, he's sticking close to streetwear, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know how to elevate the fit or de-elevate it. Or one item or one piece can change the whole scope of the fit, whole scheme of the fit. So he could have on Jordans with some ripped up shorts and a Balenciaga tee, and he'll tie it all together with a Hermes bag, if that makes sense. Or in this picture, it's not that, but I'm saying that's how he would tie it together. In this picture right here, he mixes fits. This is a great mixture of exactly what I was saying about you can elevate a fit or you can de-elevate a fit. So right here, he has on a trench coat, he has on a Miu Miu stripe button up. Then he has on nylon pants, and he has on Asics. See, you take the Asics away, it's a crazy fit. You take the jacket away, it's a crazy. See how the occasion it all changes based on what piece is added or what piece is taken away. Like I said though, as you can see, his hairstyle has changed as well. So he has braids to the back now. So like I said, the clean look, because if he had his hair out, it would look a lot different. But like I said, the clean look does pull all together regardless of what pieces he has. 5, like I said, is a great year. Stefon he basically is the best dresser in my opinion. Makes a good case. You know, you got Shay, you got you got Jordan Clarkson, you got a lot of people, but Stefon Diggs is definitely up there. In 2025, he walked in the PDF Chanel fashion show. He went to the Met Gala again. As well, like I said, this is when he steps into more edgier but fitted looks. If that's been leather coats, muscle tees, that's been fitted tops, boots, leather coats, leather pants, denim jeans that are fitted, belts. As I said, man, as we are gearing towards the Super Bowl, now it's 2026. And yeah, he was on the plane that got off. Everybody else had on uniform. Of course, my boy Stefon had come through trim. February 1st, he had on a Chanel 2010 Fox jacket. Pretty smooth, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know the jeans, but I'm guessing they are Balenciaga or Active Studios. That's what I came up with. Correct me if I'm wrong if you know. But then he has Mason Margielas in his hand. I don't know if he plans on wearing those on game day or not, but those are some pretty cool Margielas, by the way. But to wrap it up, man, to break down Stefon's style, Stefon definitely pushes boundaries if that's wearing feminine or more flamboyant clothes or flamboyant pieces, or even wearing like bags that are considered a more so female look or considered for the female gender. Regardless, he still makes it look good and actually elevates it to the point where it doesn't seem weird or it doesn't look weird on him. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I say in every video, man, new crib, new whip is here. I love y'all. Stay sane. Man, we out. Let's do it.